Hello Year 9, it's Mr Royston here, just with some information about GCSE Geography here at Archbishop Ilsley. In this presentation I'm hoping to give you lots of information about the GCSE course, what we will study, how you'll be assessed, and also explain some of the unique and valuable aspects of studying GCSE Geography that could be vital for you in your future world of either further study and or employment and careers. Okay, so here goes. What we will be studying over the duration of the 2-year course. Well, we study the AQA GCSE course, which divides the content into two broad areas. These are physical geography and human geography. In the physical section, we'll learn about natural hazards, including tectonic hazards like earthquakes and volcanoes, climatic hazards like tropical storms, or hurricanes as they're sometimes known, and also global warming and climate change. We will also look at ecosystems, so a link with science there, with a focus on two of the world's major biomes, those global ecosystems, and we'll look at the tropical rainforests and the hot deserts. Our attention then switches to the UK, so closer to home, and we look at two of our most dramatic natural landscapes, which are coastal landscapes and landscapes created by rivers. Onto the human element of the course. We'll learn about urbanisation first, so urbanisation around the world, with particular emphasis on the study of two cities. That's Lagos in Nigeria, which is in a newly emerging country, and then our home city Birmingham, which is obviously in a high-income country. We'll also look at future developments and how we can make cities more sustainable going forward. We then start to have a look at economic geography, with the emphasis on topics like development, globalisation, the impact of trade and businesses, whereabouts the jobs are going to be and what jobs we're going to be doing, the role of technology, and we'll also look at the role of massive global companies or corporations in changing the economic world. Finally, we look at a really important one really, and we look at resources and resource management. So we'll look at three major global resources, and the implications of our use of those, where they are, whether they're running out and how we're going to manage those. So we'll look at food, energy and water for that. In terms of how the course will be assessed, well, like all academic GCSEs now, it's all examination based. So there'll be 3 exams. Unit 1 and 2 will be about the core topics we've just gone through, so physical geography and human geography. And then Unit 3 is a little bit different. That will test us on the fieldwork that we'll go on. So we'll go on a day's human geography fieldwork and a day's physical geography fieldwork. But it will also contain what we call a decision-making exercise, which is quite a nice exam, of which I'll talk to you a little bit later. Okay. Skills will we develop? Well, there's plenty up there. And there are lots of transferable skills there. So many of these will be useful now, and obviously in your other subjects as well, but also useful after school. And many of those skills that you can see there are obviously sought after by sixth form colleges, universities and employers. And as you can see, some key skills that we've got there are things like critical analysis, being able to make decisions and think about decision making, and lots of interpretation of graphs and photographs and maps. Working with data is part of that, but also problem solving and report writing. Okay, so lots of different skills we think there. Just to think about that a bit more clearly, this was a report produced by the World Economic Forum in 2020, talking about the skills that students will need for the jobs of the future. Okay, and I think if you go down that list, many of those we cover in geography. Okay, certainly problem solving, decision making, critical thinking. Okay, all of those things are tied in with our study of our work in geography. Again, another point about that is here's just a little article from The Guardian, okay, that shows that it's becoming a must-have A-level. So if you're thinking about A-level studies, then obviously you will need to have done GCSE geography. And obviously geography is really important because it kind of marries together, doesn't it? Hard scientific fact and process with human interaction and reactions and things like that, and lots of skills in there. Okay. In terms of careers and Well, some interesting statistics here that you can see from the Higher Education Careers Service Unit. that basically looks at the unemployment rate for graduates, so people who've been to universities to study various subjects, as you can see. So as you can see, geography or geographers are one of the most employable people in the country, okay, with unemployment rates significantly lower than many of those other subjects that you'll recognise and many of those area studies that you may be considering, okay. So in terms of geography and jobs, people who study geography go on to study a range of, or compete in a range of careers and employment opportunities. So from working in law, science, sales, business, IT, all range of management and finance and banking and marketing jobs. Okay, many people work in manufacturing or in engineering. Teaching is obviously an option. Design, media, town planning, economic development. Okay, many more also as well. So what subject does geography go well with? Well, I think the key thing is that it goes well with all of them, really. Okay, so it allows you to keep your options open. Through its study, it is part science and part maths in the physical geography element, but then it's very humanities and arts based in the human geography bit. Okay, so it combines very well with lots of other subjects and complements your study of those other subjects. Is it right for you? That's a question I know many of you will be asking. Okay, so I'm going to say yes if you can meet this criteria, really. So if you're interested in the subject and the world around you, then that's obviously a really good start. If you think yourself as quite a bit of an all-rounder, okay, so you're all right at English and expressing yourself in written form, but you're also pretty good at maths and don't mind working with maths, okay, then I think that's a really important thing for you. If you think that you've quite an inquiring mind, so you want to solve problems and you want to think about things in different contexts and around the world, then geography's really good for that. And finally, I would say it is difficult and it is hard and there's a lot of work, okay, so if you're fully committed and you're ready to really commit to that academic work, then geography is absolutely right for you. Okay, so I hope that has helped a little bit. Obviously, if you have any questions or would like any further thoughts or clarification on anything that I've said, please come and find me, or obviously speak to your geography teacher, who will be more than willing to speak to you and help you with any problems that you may have. Okay, good luck. Thank you.